My dear friends, brothers and sisters, listen. Take the time to train your mind, because an untrained mind will always work against your dreams. Just like your body needs discipline to grow stronger, your thoughts need direction to become powerful. Every belief you repeat becomes a command your mind follows. When you master your thinking, you master your reactions, your focus, and your future. The moment you choose to train your mind, you stop being controlled by fear and start moving with purpose. Take the time to train your mind, because your thoughts shape your reality. What you think repeatedly becomes what you believe deeply. A trained mind does not panic when problems appear. It looks for lessons instead of excuses. Your mind is a garden and thoughts are seeds. If you plant discipline, you grow strength. If you plant doubt, you grow fear. Every day gives you a choice of what to feed your mind. Strong minds are built through daily awareness. Training starts the moment you choose control over chaos. Your mind must be trained before success can be sustained. Without mental strength, achievement becomes pressure. Pressure breaks weakening patterns. A trained mind stays calm under stress. It understands that challenges are temporary. Emotions no longer control decisions. Focus becomes sharper with practice. Distractions lose their power over you. Consistency trains the mind better than motivation. Daily discipline creates long-term mental clarity. Take time to train your mind to respond, not react. Reaction is automatic and often harmful. Response is thoughtful and intentional. A trained mind pauses before speaking or acting. It chooses wisdom over impulse. Silence becomes a tool, not a weakness. You gain control over anger and frustration. Peace becomes your default state. Mental training builds emotional intelligence. This control separates leaders from followers. Your mind believes what you repeatedly tell it. Negative self-talk weakens inner confidence. Positive reinforcement strengthens mental endurance. Training your mind means changing your inner dialogue. You replace "I can't" with "I will try." You stop predicting failure before starting. Hope replaces fear through repetition. Confidence grows with every small win. Mental training is self-respect in action. It teaches you to believe in your own potential. A trained mind does not fear failure. It understands failure is feedback. Every mistake becomes a lesson. Growth happens outside the comfort zone. Mental strength allows you to keep moving forward. You stop quitting when things get hard. Patience becomes your advantage. Persistence becomes your habit. Success favors the mentally prepared. Training your mind prepares you for endurance. Take time daily to discipline your thoughts. Morning focus sets the tone for the day. A calm start leads to better decisions. Your mind learns through routine. Reading strengthens thinking muscles. Reflection improves self-awareness. Silence sharpens inner clarity. Prayer or meditation stabilizes emotions. Mental hygiene is as important as physical health. Consistency transforms effort into mastery. A trained mind controls attention wisely. It knows where to focus energy. Not every battle deserves engagement. You stop reacting to noise and negativity. Clarity replaces confusion. Goals become clear with mental order. Your priorities align naturally. Time stops slipping through distractions. Mental training improves productivity. Focus becomes your competitive edge. Your environment influences your mindset deeply. A trained mind chooses healthy surroundings. It avoids constant negativity. It limits toxic conversations. You protect your peace intentionally. Mental strength requires boundaries. Not everyone deserves access to your thoughts. Selective input improves mental output. Training your mind means guarding your influences. Peace grows where boundaries are respected. Take time to train your mind for patience. Great things require time to mature. Rush thinking leads to poor decisions. A trained mind trusts the process. It works daily without demanding instant results. Faith replaces frustration. Discipline replaces doubt. Small steps gain meaning over time. Mental endurance sustains long journeys. Patience is proof of inner strength. Training your mind is a lifelong commitment. There is no finish line for growth. Each day offers a new lesson. A strong mind adapts without breaking. It learns, unlearns, and evolves. You become resilient through awareness. Control replaces chaos in your life. Peace becomes your inner foundation. Your future responds to your mindset today. Take the time to train your mind starting now. Take time to train your mind to stay steady in uncertainty. Life will never give full clarity before action. A trained mind moves forward despite unanswered questions. It trusts effort more than guarantees. Fear loses strength when courage is practiced daily. You stop waiting for perfect timing. Progress begins with imperfect steps. Mental training builds faith in motion. Confidence grows through action, not waiting. Strong minds move even when afraid. Your mind becomes sharp when tested by adversity. Comfort does not create mental toughness. Challenges strengthen inner resilience. A trained mind does not complain constantly. It adapts and learns quickly. Hard moments become training sessions. Pain becomes preparation for growth. You stop asking, why me? You start asking, what can I learn by? Mental discipline transforms hardship into power. Take time to train your mind against comparison. Comparison steals peace and joy. A trained mind stays focused on its own lane. It understands that journeys are different. You stop measuring your life against others. Growth becomes personal, not competitive. Gratitude replaces envy. Self-worth becomes internal, not external. Mental maturity rejects unnecessary pressure. Confidence grows when comparison ends. A trained mind understands delayed gratification. It resists short-term pleasure for long-term gain. Discipline becomes a daily decision. Comfort is no longer the priority. Purpose becomes stronger than temptation. You choose effort over ease, focus over distraction, vision over comfort. Mental training builds self-control. Self-control creates freedom. Take time to train your mind to stay hopeful. Hope fuels endurance during dark seasons. A trained mind does not surrender to despair. It believes better days are coming. Faith strengthens perseverance. Optimism becomes a survival tool. You stop seeing endings everywhere. You start seeing transitions. Mental resilience keeps hope alive. Hope keeps the journey moving forward. A trained mind is not shaken by criticism. It listens but does not absorb negativity. Feedback becomes information, not identity. You separate opinion from truth. Confidence remains stable. Approval is no longer required. You trust your own growth process. Mental strength protects self-belief. Criticism loses control over emotions. Self-validation becomes enough. Take time to train your mind for self-awareness. You begin to recognize emotional triggers. Awareness prevents destructive reactions. A trained mind observes before responding. You understand your strengths and weaknesses. Growth begins with honesty. Self-deception ends progress. Clarity improves decision-making. Mental awareness creates emotional balance. Balance creates long-term stability. A trained mind does not chase instant validation. It understands silence can be productive. Growth often happens unseen. You stop performing for attention. Purpose becomes internal. Confidence no longer depends on applause. Mental independence grows. You stay committed without recognition. Inner fulfillment replaces external approval. True growth happens quietly. Take time to train your mind to forgive. Holding grudges weakens mental energy. Forgiveness frees emotional weight. A trained mind chooses peace over revenge. Healing begins with release. You stop reliving old pain. Freedom replaces bitterness. Mental clarity improves through forgiveness. Peace becomes intentional. Forgiveness strengthens inner power. A trained mind respects rest without guilt. Rest is recovery, not laziness. Mental exhaustion reduces effectiveness. Balance improves performance. You learn to pause strategically. Clarity returns after rest. Burnout loses control. Energy becomes sustainable. Mental training includes recovery. Rest strengthens long-term productivity. Take time to train your mind to trust the process. Results take time to show. A trained mind does not rush outcomes. It stays committed during slow seasons. Consistency beats intensity. Daily effort compounds silently. Patience replaces frustration. Faith sustains momentum. Mental discipline keeps vision alive. Trust strengthens perseverance. Take time to train your mind to trust the process. Results take time to show. A trained mind does not rush outcomes. It stays committed during slow seasons. Consistency beats intensity. Daily effort compounds silently. Patience replaces frustration. Faith sustains momentum. Mental discipline keeps vision alive. Trust strengthens perseverance. A trained mind chooses solutions over complaints. Complaints drain mental energy. Solutions create momentum. You stop focusing on problems. You start creating answers. Mental clarity improves problem solving. Responsibility replaces excuses. Ownership builds confidence. Growth follows accountability. Strong minds seek solutions first. Take time to train your mind to accept change. Resistance creates unnecessary pain. A trained mind adapts quickly. Flexibility strengthens survival. Change becomes opportunity. Fear reduces with acceptance. Growth accelerates through adaptation. Mental agility improves resilience. You stop clinging to the past. Progress begins with acceptance. A trained mind understands silence is powerful. Not every thought needs expression. Wisdom grows in stillness. You speak with intention. Listening becomes a strength. Mental maturity controls speech. Clarity improves communication. Words gain value through restraint. Silence sharpens awareness. Peace grows in quiet moments. Take time to train your mind for consistency. Motivation is unreliable. Discipline sustains progress. A trained mind shows up daily. Small actions matter. Routine builds momentum. Habits shape destiny. Consistency outperforms talent. Mental endurance fuels discipline. Success follows repetition. A trained mind separates emotion from decision. Emotions are temporary. Decisions shape the future. You pause before acting. Logic balances feelings. Clarity improves judgment. Mental strength controls impulses. Regret reduces with awareness. Wise choices protect progress. Stability follows mental discipline. Take time to train your mind to embrace solitude. Solitude strengthens self-connection. A trained mind is comfortable alone. It reflects without distraction. Clarity grows in silence. You understand yourself better. Mental independence develops. Inner confidence strengthens. Loneliness loses power. Self-awareness deepens in solitude. A trained mind manages expectations wisely. Unrealistic expectations create disappointment. Clarity replaces illusion. You set achievable goals. Progress becomes measurable. Mental balance improves satisfaction. You enjoy the journey more. Peace replaces pressure. Expectation control improves happiness. Contentment grows naturally. Take time to train your mind to focus on effort. Outcomes are not fully controllable. Effort always is. A trained mind values consistency. You stop obsessing over results. Work becomes purposeful. Stress reduces significantly. Satisfaction comes from progress. Mental clarity improves performance. Effort builds self-respect. A trained mind knows when to let go. Attachment creates suffering. Release creates freedom. You stop forcing outcomes. Peace replaces control. Mental clarity improves acceptance. You trust timing more. Energy redirects productively. Letting go strengthens resilience. Freedom follows surrender. Take time to train your mind to stay grateful. Gratitude shifts perspective. A trained mind notices blessings. Lack loses dominance. Contentment increases. Joy becomes consistent. Mental peace grows daily. Gratitude fuels optimism. Perspective improves resilience. Thankfulness strengthens emotional health. A trained mind values learning over ego. Ego blocks growth. Curiosity expands understanding. Mistakes become teachers. You remain open-minded. Mental flexibility improves intelligence. Growth accelerates with humility. Knowledge becomes power. Learning strengthens confidence. Wisdom grows through openness. Take time to train your mind against procrastination. Delay weakens momentum. A trained mind starts immediately. Action builds clarity. Perfection is unnecessary. Progress matters more. Mental discipline defeats excuses. Focus strengthens execution. Completion builds confidence. Action creates results. A trained mind maintains vision during difficulty. Temporary struggles do not alter purpose. Focus remains steady. You remember your why. Motivation renews itself. Mental clarity prevents quitting. Purpose sustains effort. Vision fuels persistence. Direction creates strength. Commitment outlasts obstacles. Take time to train your mind for self-belief. Belief precedes achievement. A trained mind trusts its abilities. Doubt loses authority. Confidence grows internally. You stop seeking validation. Faith strengthens action. Mental certainty fuels courage. Belief drives consistency. Self-trust builds success. A trained mind accepts responsibility fully. Blame limits growth. Ownership expands control. You focus on solutions. Power returns through accountability. Mental maturity increases. Progress accelerates. Responsibility builds discipline. Control improves outcomes. Growth follows ownership. Take time to train your mind for long-term vision. Short-term thinking limits potential. A trained mind plans ahead. Patience strengthens strategy. You sacrifice today for tomorrow. Mental clarity aligns goals. Direction improves decision-making. Vision sharpens focus. Long-term thinking builds legacy. Purpose sustains effort. A trained mind protects inner peace. Peace is a priority. You avoid unnecessary conflict. Mental boundaries strengthen clarity. Calmness improves judgment. Energy remains focused. Peace improves productivity. Inner stability grows stronger. Chaos loses influence. Peace becomes power. Take time to train your mind to stay humble. Growth invites humility. A trained mind stays teachable. Arrogance blocks learning. Humility strengthens relationships. Respect grows naturally. Mental maturity improves leadership. You value others. Wisdom increases through humility. Character defines success. Training your mind is the greatest investment. It pays lifelong dividends. A strong mind outlasts circumstances. Control replaces confusion. Clarity replaces chaos. Peace replaces fear. Focus replaces distraction. Discipline replaces regret. Your future responds to your mindset. Take the time to train your mind. Always take the time to train your mind, because life will test you without warning. Unprepared thinking collapses under pressure. A trained mind stands firm in uncertainty. It does not beg for comfort. It searches for strength within. Storms reveal mental discipline. Calm thinking creates control. Control creates confidence. Confidence fuels endurance. Endurance leads to victory. A trained mind understands that pain has a purpose. Pain refines character. Avoiding pain delays growth. Mental strength grows through discomfort. You stop fearing difficult seasons. You learn from them. Every struggle adds wisdom. Resilience becomes automatic. Mental endurance replaces weakness. Pain transforms into progress. Take time to train your mind to stay focused when motivation fades. Motivation is temporary. Discipline remains reliable. A trained mind acts regardless of mood. It honors commitment over comfort. Consistency builds momentum. Momentum builds confidence. Confidence sustains effort. Effort compounds results. Results reward discipline. A trained mind does not surrender to fear. Fear is acknowledged, not obeyed. Courage is practiced daily. Mental training requires fear responses. You move forward despite uncertainty. Fear loses authority over action. Bravery becomes habitual. Strength grows quietly. Confidence becomes internal. Fear no longer decides outcomes. Take the time to train your mind to think clearly under pressure. Pressure exposes mental habits. A trained mind slows down. It evaluates options carefully. Clarity replaces panic. Decision-making improves. Mistakes reduce significantly. Control increases steadily. Mental composure becomes natural. Calmness becomes strength. A trained mind learns to trust itself deeply. Self-doubt weakens progress. Inner belief strengthens action. You stop seeking permission. Confidence becomes self-generated. Mental independence grows. Decisions become decisive. Hesitation fades away. Self-trust fuels leadership. Belief unlocks potential. Take time to train your mind for long battles. Quick wins are not guaranteed. Endurance determines success. A trained mind conserves energy. It paces effort wisely. Burnout is avoided. Focus remains consistent. Patience strengthens resilience. Long-term vision sustains action. Victory favors endurance. A trained mind understands that silence builds wisdom. Noise distracts clarity. Stillness strengthens awareness. You listen more than you speak. Observation sharpens intelligence. Mental clarity improves judgment. Wisdom grows quietly. Thoughts become intentional. Presence becomes powerful. Silence becomes strength. Take the time to train your mind to rise after failure. Failure is not final. A trained mind recovers quickly. It analyzes mistakes honestly. Lessons replace regret. Strength grows from setbacks. Confidence rebuilds stronger. Resilience becomes instinctive. Quitting is no longer an option. Growth follows every fall. Training your mind is training your destiny. Thoughts become habits. Habits become character. Character shapes outcomes. A trained mind chooses discipline daily. It rejects chaos. It embraces clarity, protects peace. It commits to growth. Take the time to train your mind for life. Take the time to train your mind because everything you want in life begins there. When your mind is strong, no situation can break you. Discipline your thoughts, and your future will obey. The world may try to shape you, but a trained mind chooses its own path. Master your mind today, and tomorrow will follow your command.